So I want to welcome everybody back to gangster music and dirty politics. So I'm gonna kind of give you a rundown on my audio as far as from when I got jumped in and some of the little shit I had to go through and just the whole being how it was being from the mob, you know. So what a lot of people don't know about the mob gang, and I say the mob gang because it's not just the West Side, and it's not just West Side mob. It's several gangs from different areas of San Jose and from other cities that make up the mob Stelo gang, right? So what people don't, a lot of homies don't grasp. What happens is a lot of these dudes from back in the 80s, early 90s that were going to prison all the time, from other sides of the city, from rival neighborhoods, what was giving these people from other towns or these other homies from other sides the impression that the hood wasn't about shit. At some time in time, these dudes would end up in our neighborhood or around some of us and think, you know, that they could disrespect, you know, in whatever shape or form, and then they find out that they had got some faulty information, you know what I'm saying, that resulted in a hospital visit. You feel me? So it was a lot of those kind of situations. You feel me? And another thing that when you from the mob, like the South Side, like everybody say, oh, the South Siders, you know, they have to deal with all the Norteños up north. You feel me? And so on or whatnot. You know, all the Norteño gangs. One thing about Southsiders is their hoods, they never beef to where they're killing each other and all kinds of shit like that. And they're basically united, all those Sureño gangs in San Jose. You feel me? There might be a little funk between, you know, Porky from this gang and Chavalito from this gang, and they're gonna fight one-on-one and then squash it. There's no real gang rivalry between Sureño gangs. You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, when it comes to Norteño gangs, there has always been a rivalry between a bunch of different neighborhoods. One in particular is the West Side Mob by the Horseshoe Wars that happened for, you know, it basically expanded into about 2 decades of just going at it with each other. You know what I'm saying? One of the oldest wars that there is. But what I was trying to get to was that the mob gang had to fight with all the Sureño gangs and all the Norteño gangs. You feel me? So, like, people think, well, Southsiders had it bad. Like, they didn't have it bad like the mob, because not only did we beef for all Southsiders, we beef for all Norteño hoods. There's only one Norteño hood in particular that I can say we never had no funk with, and we were actually allies for a long time, is the Barrio 12th Street gang. You know what I'm saying? 12. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. my boy Boxer, Carlos Fernandez. You know what I mean? That's my motherfucking boy. You know what I'm saying? Never forgotten. You feel me? And the fucking whole thing with us having to beef for all these motherfuckers, you feel me? What happened was there's a lot of bandwagon gangs that decided to join in with the whole fuck the mob shit. You feel me? And a lot of these wars started because the dudes from the shoe were coming to our neighborhood, crossing us out, and putting other neighborhoods up there. One hood in particular was VSJ. They went into the alleys behind the DMV and crossed out the neighborhood and put VSJs everywhere. That weekend, we ended up going to the Barrister Flea Market to go jack shit. And this was in 92, I think, 92, 93, around there. And we already won with Horseshoe for, you know, a good amount of years already. And then VSJ, Palmas, and, you know, a bunch of other gangs started just all joining in, BMLs and whatever, all the hoods basically. You feel me? At a certain point in time, we were just basically the most hated gang in San Jose. I mean, the homies hated us more than they hated the Southsiders. You feel me? Because just the way our whole stilo was back then, and until, I don't know, I can't tell you anything about the mob in the last 10 years, maybe not even the last 15 years, but I can tell you that in the 90s though, that that at the end of the 90s, early 2000s, the Mob was a whole different gang that from what it was when I joined it in 1990. You know what I mean? So let me jump into 1990, right? It's 1990. At this point, I'm really chilling with the hood, kicking it. You know, we're growing. We're not a deep neighborhood at this time, right? And a lot of the affiliates from the neighborhood ain't really gang bangers. A lot of them are ex-taggers that are transitioning into the gangster lifestyle, gang banging lifestyle. So they weren't really like just raised as just straight gang members. You know what I mean? So they were a little bit more soft and not as on point, right? And something that were down, they were down to get off and beat up another homie from their own neighborhood, but they weren't down to go and pop on these other cats from the rivalry. You feel me? So there was a lot of that type of shit. When everybody got in the hood, there was homies that sold dope, there was homies that kind of just mind their own business, and didn't really want to get involved. And I tell you this because when we started beefing with the shoe, everybody that was older than us wasn't really involved. They were never around. You feel me? So it was just all of us, the new youngsters that were coming up. We had to set the tone. We had to keep on playing this victim game with these other gangs. You feel me? Because it was never fair. It was always 10, 15 gangs against us. You feel me? And so then we had to find ways to evolve and to restructure, recalculate, rethink, readjust. You know what I'm saying? And then get going to smash mode. You know what I'm saying? It didn't start happening till around 92. I was in B7 when we started up a rivalry mob in 1992. There was a homies from the south side, from the Snow Drive area, Jason Reddy, Gumby. And then we had the homie Shorty, who used to be from Yale Boys, Marcus Trevino from the east side. Those were the two rivalry mob members back in 1992 from the east and the south. They were actually the first ones to get into a rivalry mob. And then we had homies get into rivalry mob in YA that the word that got passed out, and the homie Weddle, or Monkey, one of them had started recruiting people in YA, you feel me, to VLM. That's where we started getting homies from Watsonville and Los Baños and other cities, you know what I mean? And so that's what Valle Libre Mob was. You know what I mean? Valle Libre Mob was more like people that weren't from the west side, but Libre is the original name of our barrio, so it's like they still, you know what I'm saying, we're keeping the name alive, you feel me? And then also in 1992, we had started up a Barrio Arma Locos, you know what I'm saying, and that was just to start recruiting the next cats up, because what was happening was a lot of these youngsters, because we didn't have a big youth center, a lot of these youngsters were going to the Horseshoe Youth Center or going to Washington Youth Center, so they were going to be Sureños, so they were going to be Horseshoe. So we had to find a way to keep these cats in our neighborhood from the gate before they go start, you know, getting influenced by these other cats, right? So those were two gangs that we started up in 92, and that made us into 3 gangs, you know. In 1996, San Carlos had got started up, and that made it basically 4 gangs, you know what I mean? And then that turned into a little Horseshoe area on Drake Street, which made it was still 4 gangs, it was just an offshoot from San Carlos. But then when we got over there in the Southwest Expressway behind Del Mar area, when we had that little area there, we had like 10 heads over there back in the 90s, and that was like the 5th neighborhood, you know what I mean? So we just kept on accumulating neighborhoods and shit, just sucking up shit, taking shit from people and making it ours, you know what I mean? And at the time, like I said, this is a time in the 90s where from 1990 to 1993, I can say about 5 or 6 of my homies had got stabbed, at least 10 homies that got their heads cracked open, or, you know, some legs, bones broken or whatnot, you feel me? So there was a lot of beef, you know what I mean? Like there was a lot of bloodshed in the neighborhood, and that was just the beef that was just with the homies. With the Sureños, we also had homies that got killed. We had homies that got their heads cracked open, they got stabbed, you know what I'm saying? I was in the south side, but there's more stuff that's happened to my neighborhood by the hands of Norteños than by the hands of Sureños, you know what I'm saying? And that's just been a consistent pattern when it comes to the mob and the homeboys, you know what I'm saying? So anyhow, when I get into the hood, I remember it was 1990. At that point, it was kind of squashed with the shoe. We weren't beefy. You feel me? It wasn't until this dude Ernie Wino was passing through the hood, and the homie Lil Locon seen him and ran up on them because we were over down by the basketball courts. Lil Locon and them were, I think, around the corner by Messiah's. And these dudes seen the homies passing by, and they were on the porch at Messiah's, came off, hit those dudes up. I was with Sharky, Jess, and everybody at the park. They had seen what was going on, Snowman and everybody, and they all had took off across the street after the incident. Lil Locon had swung at him with the knife closed, but back then he had the little metal piece on the top. So I guess he busted the dude's eardrum. Lil Locon was 13 years old. The dude who got smacked was like 21 or 22. But supposedly the little homie wanted to tow it up with him, but he didn't want to tow him up with the homie, so they were supposed to be squashed. But these vatos went back to the shoe and told these fools that they got jumped. You feel me? They were like those vatos, you know. You understand? We all get you sucker with those two black cats. They always sent out by Mr. Big to go do some shit to somebody. They always come back and they said they got jumped by 20 guys. There was, you know, fucking, they had guns, you know, they had missiles, and they exaggerate that was these dudes. These dudes went and did some shit like that. And they just continue, all those dudes just kept on doing shit like that. They would exaggerate and say some shit that didn't even happen, and they would come back and do some shit to us. That was 1990 when this incident happened with this dude Wino, and then that turned into a lot of shit. You feel me? 1992, me and two other homies, this old OG dude named David from the shoe, him and another vato named Boxer from the shoe. These guys were like in their 30s. Boxer was like in his 40s. David was probably like in his late 20s, early 30s. They grab us and they take us to the east side in the hills, and they tell us that they want to squash everything. You know, West Side has to be cool and all this bullshit, right? They get us blasted. They give us some LSD. They take us to a house on 5th and Reed, this old Victorian apartment type of thing upstairs, and they put us in the room. And then around 15 minutes, you hear someone say, "Horseshoe boys are here." And these motherfuckers brought 15 dudes from the shoe, and they were all in the room with 3 of us to start trying to smash us. The thing though is, we were all blasted, you feel me? So we didn't feel shit. We started smashing, you know what I mean? And we ended up getting out of that situation. But, you know, like I said, man, we 15-year-old kids, and you had 30-year-old dudes, 40-year-old dudes doing this kind of shit to us. That was the advantage that Horseshoe had, because in the 80s they were hella big and they had a lot of heads. So when we were beefing with them in the early 90s, you know, all these people were still available, you know, as far as their arsenal went when it came to, you know, hardcore motherfuckers. You feel me? So we went to war with these cats, you know, for a long ass time. Horseshoe, the beef with them was for a long time. And shit started changing from 1990 to 93. I can say that Horseshoe and all these other hoods definitely were getting the best of us. You know what I'm saying? 1993, the homie Rojo had a problem with a vato named Spanky from the shoe when they were supposed to fight one-on-one. And what happened was Rojo started putting tips on this cat, and this cat just couldn't, you know what I'm saying, he couldn't get his money right, and he had to pull out a filo and stick the homie. So when he did that, the motherfuckers got bucked at. You feel me? They got chased down. They tried to jump back into Jack's little green truck with a little camper in the back. That shit all got shot the fuck out. Those fools had to run the other way. 5 minutes later, we seen some cats at our Rancho Liquors, Pepe and them, and those motherfuckers got pistol whipped and all that type of shit. I mean, the shit was getting crazy, man. You feel me? Like, I was at a point, and my point, as far as the gangbanging shit, I was really sick and tired of these cats where, like, there was no more be nice, there was no more rules. These guys weren't playing by no rules with us at all. You know what I'm saying? They manipulated us, they fucked us over, they played us, they drugged us, they did a bunch of shit, homie. So, you know, it was time for a resolution, and the resolution was to destroy money, straight up. You know what I mean? So, by this point, it's 1993, these fools already got ruled. I ended up in the county, right, for that drug charge I'm talking about in early 94. I'm in the tanks going to court. And there's these cats, 2 cats from the Horseshoe, one's name's Curly and another one, and I'm sitting right next to Kojak from the Hoods. And me and him is talking, they heard me say West Side Mob, so they asked me, "Are you from West Side Mob?" I said, "Why, what's up, homie?" They said, "It's Horseshoe." I said, "Hell yeah, I'm from the mob, homie, what's up?" They said, "You know what's his name, Cachetes, that has a WSN right here?" So, you know, the big, we were on these big old green shirts and shit, right? So you can't, I'm little, so I feel like I'm big on me, you can't see it. So I pull my shirt up and show them. I said, "This one?" They're like, "What the fuck?" I said, "What's up?" They say, oh yeah, you pistol on my homie, you shot this, you did that, you did this, you woo, woo, woo. I said, homie, I said, you got problems, you want to handle it right now. So they both get up. The homie Kojak gets up and say, fuck, ain't no one jumping nobody, G. You want to go heads up, you go heads up one-on-one. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. You feel me? They didn't want to go. You feel me? Later on, I seen this dude Curdy, when he got to the pen, I had seen him and made sure that he wasn't going to be, you know what I'm saying, do anything he wanted to do around that motherfucker. That was my spot. You feel me? You understand, you know, back in the night, we set tripped hella hard, money. Like us on Horseshoe, like we had like that, no love at all. Like I hated those motherfuckers more than I hated anybody. You feel me? Like those motherfuckers did so much shit to us over the years, and they betrayed me a bunch of times. I always looked out for these cats when they went to jail. I had their back. When most of them wanted to jump them, I had their back. And then I get out and they do some shit, backward shit to a motherfucker after, you know what I'm saying? I done, you know what I'm saying, gave them a certain amount of respect. You feel me? So at some point, I was just sick and tired of doing that shit. So that's 93. And like I said, I ended up in the county. I ended up in this little incident with these cats in the holding tanks, you know, on the way to court. They didn't want none. When I get out in 96, I'm moving to the San Carlos neighborhood, and there was cats from Horseshoe, SJB. You had I think it was David Lopez from the Shoe. You had Larry Hawkins from SJBP. You had cats from VSJ. You had cats from Bahamas. You had cats from fucking, man, there was everybody back there, homie. Westside Ganga, Barrio San Carlos. You had dudes from, everybody lived back there. A lot of cats from the Horseshoe lived all around there, that whole area. Like people try to tell me, when I did the one with SSP, with the Sudaner one, the part 1, because I got part 2 coming out. But the part 1, I'm talking about, when I say how SSP and don't try to take over Horseshoe. And then you got these cats on there talking about, ain't no one take over Horseshoe, homie. Fuck that. Motherfucker, what you talking about, G? You must be a dumb little kid then. Because Horseshoe used to be where Washington Youth Center's at. Wall Washington, the old Via Market, all Horseshoe did all around there, homie. You feel me? The old Siete Mares money, all Horseshoe did all around there. CET, all that was Horseshoe, all the way to the House of Pizza money. How you gonna tell me they didn't take over that shit? They didn't take over the Horseshoe Park. They took all that piece of land though. You feel me? That was all the shoe. Don't get it twisted. I lived over here, homie. 87, I moved over here. 86, 87, I moved to Songho, money. I remember. It was the first cats I ever met. It was about 87. I remember meeting all these people. You feel me? I remember how it was. Everybody, I lived on Vine Street, money. People lived all around me from the Horseshoe. You feel me? So don't tell me something about history when it comes to the Horseshoe. You ask anybody, homie. Ask Brian Moreno. They know who I am. They know I know all about the shoe, homie. Ask Horse. You feel me? Ask Malo in the San Mario. You feel me? All these cats know who the fuck I am, money. You feel me? Go ask Sergio, the one that got shot in the fucking face, homie. Go ask Lil Man, the one that got shot in his back. You know what I'm saying? Went under the bridge right there. So start bright, homie. You feel me? Well, all these motherfuckers know me, homie. You feel me? So for someone to deny anything I'm speaking on, I'm keeping it 100 with everything, money. I ain't gonna put too much on nothing, homie. And I ain't gonna say something that ain't true. You feel me? All these cats know from the shoe, they were the elite gang, money. I give them mad credit. They were the elite gang. They 91, 92, 93, when they used to rush us, homie, these motherfuckers, you gotta remember, they had a lot of OGs. We had OGs from Leader, but the OGs from Leader, for some reason, they weren't with it like the OGs from the shoe. They just weren't. I'll be 100,000 with you. They didn't have OGs from the shoe with the motherfucking business, money. The dudes from Leader, it seemed like they were a little bit scared of these cats. You feel me? So, you know what I mean? It wasn't, we didn't have no, like, and then the dudes that were just a little bit older than us, they were down lightweight, and there was only a couple of them though. It wasn't like that, like the shoe had a whole bunch of cats. You feel me? But, you know, like I said, man, they would come and be two OGs, and they would come like in a box truck, and they would get off with their big old handlebars and looking at us, and there'd be about 8 of us at the park chilling, looking at, what the fuck, who the fuck are these guys? And they walk to the back, and then boom, and pop up the door, and next thing you know, there's fucking 20, 30 cats from the shoe jumping out. There's 8 of us. They're chasing the fuck out of us, money. People getting fucked up. We getting fucked up, shovels, broken ribs, busted heads, all that shit, money. You feel me? And this was like all the time, money. And, you know, it's gonna be Dam, it'd be in 2, 3 other neighborhoods. You know what I mean? I remember when Eastside Hoods in 93, when they came to the hood, they came with SOS. The trucks, 2 trucks, and they jumped out, beat the shit out of some of the homies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Chased the motherfuckers and beat the shit out of some of the homies. It was just, You know, it was awful, man. That's how the mob got treated in the early 90s. You know, so a lot of these dudes have the impression that we're the fucking ones that are doing some old faulty ass shit. Nah, homie, that's not the case, G. These dudes have been doing this faulty ass shit, money, and for whatever reason, the thing about it, homie, is that I think just the name the mob alone, I don't think these vatos ever agree with us using it, and I think that we were just too ignorant to realize how much they didn't want us using the name, and we end up just being around. Like I said, this thing has been around since '87, possibly '86. You feel me? As far as the mob goes, homie, that's what? That's 20, shit, 30, 34, 30, we're going 35 years, just a mob. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, it's crazy. You feel me? The sick part about the whole thing is that we were the underdogs, like 100% the underdogs. You feel me? Like we had everybody against. I remember at the Hilton Hotel on New Year's, when the homies and BMLs got into it at the hotel, motherfuckers started busting caps up in the Hilton Hotel. You feel me? It was just, and it's just that you wasn't going to come around and victimize. 1993, everything changed, buddy. You weren't going to come in our neighborhood and victimize nobody no more. It's gonna, shit was going to start changing up. Just had to. You feel me? 1996, we were no longer the underdogs, homie. We were now considered on the streets as the aggressors. You feel me? And because of our aggression and because of the fact that we were just sick and tired of following the rules, and then these other people do whatever they wanted to us. That because what it was a lot of older dudes from our neighborhood were telling us that we couldn't do this and we couldn't do that and we couldn't do this and we couldn't do that, and these guys were coming and busting the homie's head open and stabbing 2 homies and shooting at the homie's house and lighting up the homie's car and just all kinds of shit, and the homies kept saying we couldn't do it back. So we had to sit back and just let these people do it to a point to where we just didn't tolerate it no more. We basically told the OGs to suck a dick with cheese and we're gonna smash these cats. You know what I mean? And in 1996 it started changing. You know what I'm saying? We went to the San Carlos neighborhood. I paroled there. Right next to me was Lil Negro. You feel me? Down the street from him you had Cricket and Thumper, and then around the corner from him you had Clown, and you had Ramon, who's a sympathizer. And this is just on Willard and Chi-Chi. You know what I mean? Right there by Scott. That's it. Just that's how many people right there just from the mob. And then the homies from the hood were looking for a spot to move into, and then they're moving over there behind Lincoln High School, you know, off of Hester right there by the auto parts store. And that were 2 homies moving there. And then we just started rolling around. At the same time, Negro, he grew up there, so he had like 10 youngsters that were running around with him, and then they all ended up getting in the mob, and then each one of those dudes had another guy or 2 guys each. Next thing you know, San Carlos is around 45 heads banging the mob. It was just crazy. It just happened like that out of nowhere. You know what I mean? And then these little youngsters are having problems because they started running West Side Mob on San Carlos, and you had dudes from, you know, from this neighborhood that told them they couldn't do that. You had a dude from another neighborhood telling them that they couldn't do that. You had another dude telling them at the same time. When these guys are telling them that, this first guy I'm going over there letting this guy know to suck a dick with cheese, and I'm going back over here and letting this other dude know that I'm gonna bust his motherfucking melon right there, right where it says the mob at. I'm gonna bust your fucking head open and let your blood leak all over right there, motherfucker. Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And then the other motherfucker, you feel me, had something to say. This dude Chili Willie from the V, right? I'm at the homie. We at the Lincoln bleachers. And at 97, and I'm out there fucking getting my little motherfucking drink on, we chilling, having a good ass motherfucking time, right? Minding our business. The little homies roll up. They're like, "Hey, homie, this vato Chili Willie just got out, and he said he's got the bay, and that we can't be riding mob right here, and you know that he said he slapped Sidon." I mean, I said what? He said what? He said yeah. He said he slapped Sidon, slapped any of the homies. Show me where he's at. So we jump in the 6'5", the one you see in my video when trouble comes. We jump in the 6'5", boom. We drive right there to May Ellen. Pull up, bam, I jump out. This vato thinks he was on Boulevard Nights, Duke of Aurora or some shit, right? He leave me on the round fly with a hyena like he's real feeding and shit, right? Running his mouth, right? So I walk up, I'm like, "Hey, what's up, loco? You Chili Willie, homie?" He's like, Simon, que si, like fucking, you know what I mean? Wow. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. I said, "Hey, what's up, homie? You got a problem with the mob, homie?" "What? What's the mob, homie?" I'm like, "What the fuck, this motherfucker?" I said, "The truth, you told the homies they can't write right, homie. You told the homies you slapped my homie." "So I'll slap any of your homies." You feel me? Lit the motherfucker up, homie. This fucking pussy motherfucker started getting beat down, bust his crack, his melon open, everything, money. You feel me? So it was funny though. The funny thing about it though is a year, you know, a couple months later, we're both in Santa Rita, right? I'm with Lobo. I'm with OG Lobo, right? That big ass NF behind his arms and shit, right? And I'm with Spanky, OG too from Hayward, right? And I'm busting down with these cats. They got mad love for me, right? And Chili, he comes to the window and does this to me, like I'm, you know, because he's hooked up supposed to be, right? So he's like, you're gonna get it, right? Type of shit, right? So then the homie Lobo sees that shit. He walks up to the window. I think his last name was Ramirez. And he walks. He's like, to that vato. That vato look fucking freak the fuck out. I'm like, excuse skirted out of there, right? Anyhow, it was funny because not only that, like you know, the funny thing about it is even all the way back into 2003, 2002, this guy Chili Willie and another pussy named Casco, who used to be from my hood, and he wanted to get out of the hood, and the homies beat him down with bats at a quinceañera, you know, because at that time you couldn't get out the hood. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how it is now. Like I said, back then you couldn't get out the hood. So if you wanted to get out, you won't get out, but you won't get out from a hospital bed. You feel me? That's just the way the shit was back then. You know what I mean? And what it calls, so the homies fucked this guy up. He ended up ratting, get a bunch of homies locked up. So now I'm coming at this time, and now it's 2003, and I'm walking from the school, from San Jose City College. I'm living on Buena Vista, and a truck pulls up, like all fast on me, right? I turn around, I have some books in my arms. That dude Chili Willie jumps out, and this dude Casco. This guy Casco starts talking about, I was at Black Angus with my family, and the homies walked up and spit in my face. I was with my whole family, like, what the fuck? I was like, wait, slow down, buddy. I got nothing to do with whatever you're talking about. Was I at Black Angus? No. So don't come to me with your fucking complaints when you're a fucking rat. What the fuck you want? Why are you talking to me for, you fucking piece of shit? Get the fuck out of here if I fucking put one up in you. And Chili's like, hey. I said, man, you shut the fuck up, get back in your car, motherfucker. Now, they fucking jumped in the car and they left. You know what I mean? They knew I did that, homie. I didn't give a fuck who knows the fuck I did that. Because motherfuckers already know me. You feel me? You fuck with my family, I won't hold nothing back. Believe me. You know what I mean? My family is everything. I go to jail for fuck. I was going to jail for nothing. I went to jail for motherfuckers that wouldn't even fucking stop on the road if they see me half-ass dying with all my 4 tires flat. I went to jail for those motherfuckers that wouldn't give a fuck about me. Do you think that if a motherfucker fucks with my family, I won't go to jail? And I might not go to jail because believe me, I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'll snatch your monkey ass up. Everybody has people, motherfucker. Keep playing. Play with me, I'm gonna play with you. You know what I'm saying? Keep it up. Yeah, it's real simple. You feel me? So let me go back to, like I said, 1993, right? This fucking pussy Chili and this other pussy Costco, I sent them on their ways, right? That was in 2004. But the whole thing, like, let me go back all the way to 96 though, or 97 actually. It was 97 with this dude Chili, right? So now the West Side Mob Gang is hella big now because now we got Del Mar, we got San Carlos, we got the racing. The pumps are all right. Racing 280. We got that area right there all sold up. We got Drake Street sold up. You know what I'm saying? So we have all these areas already with a bunch of heads in them. You know what I'm saying? We didn't go to war for Drake Street till 99, but in 98 we already had like 15 heads living on Drake Street. And all Reyes, all San Carlos, all Meridian, all Southwest, all fucking Stokes, all that shit, race, all that was all mob gangs everywhere, all over the place right there. You feel me? So that was in 97. You know, and then like I said, we were the deepest ones downtown during the 1997 riots. 1997 riots, I think we were about 80, 90 of us, and we were gonna go rush SSP in Glanton on Cinco de Mayo right after the fucking thing. We were supposed to head out. There's about 10 hoods with us. By the time we got to Almaden and Santa Clara, there was nobody else with us but 12th Street. When we ended up going down the street, these couple carloads of some Southsiders, see some homies at the end, try to rush them. We ended up all running up, got these dudes all real nasty, like cops on the horses came, some cop got knocked the fuck out.